What's the best stock that you can buy on the stock market today? Now, remember, honestly, this is not financial advice. I don't own any stock other than the S&P. Why? Because I want to be the most honest person on YouTube and Rumble. That's why. I only own the S&P. I don't pump and dump stocks, but unlike anybody else you've ever seen on YouTube and Rumble and anywhere else, I share with you my real money, my real positions, my total balances, all my trades are live. You see everything. I share with you my bank account, everything. Couldn't be more open, couldn't share it more. Whatever question you ask me, I will answer it live on a show, not edited, live. This video is being made during a live broadcast. I'm going to tell you now what I think without a shadow of a doubt. And if I wasn't doing YouTube and I was buying the stocks, so I just was thinking of me, not thinking of what's best for you, because I want to be known to be completely transparent and completely impartial, I would buy this. I would already be in this. I used to own this before I decided to go and just buy the S&P. JNJ, without doubt, 100% is the best stock you can buy on the stock market. Still, even today. Why? Well, let me give you as much information as I can in the next minute. This is going to be a quick video, but I'm going to give you as much information as I can to show you why I believe that this is the best value stock on the stock market. JNJ, for the longest time, one of the greatest dividend kings of our time. Remember, I'm not sponsored or promoting this video at all. I'm just doing what I believe is best for my viewers. That's all I care about. It's one of the longest standing tradition companies in history, right? It's a dividend king like Coca-Cola. It consistently pays out a dividend, consistently increases quarter by quarter, forever, always increasing, always paying out. One of the best balance sheets on the stock market, bar none. There's hardly anything better than this, if anything at all right now. But for the last few years, because of talcum powder litigation, the allegement for that talcum powder can give you cancer, which J&J still deny, no, it can't, and all the rest of it, it's been held down. There was a famous incident when Jim Cramer is all about sensationalism, not about what's good for you. It's what's good for the TV network and what's good for him. He talks absolutely flipping rubbish most of the time. If you can understand what he's saying, that is. Can anyone understand what he's saying? I don't understand what he's saying. Anyway, he said, I'm getting out of J&J. It's rubbish. Litigation's going to bring it down. Well, those that understand the stock market, as he does, but he plays the game to be dramatic. We all knew that J&J could pay off and settle their litigation whenever they wanted to. They've got loads of money sitting on hand to pay this off and solve the problem. They chose to go about it in their own way. Many people disagreed. I think they were doing it for many reasons, and I've covered on other videos. It kept the stock down for a while. Now it's all about to go up. It's a $200 stock with an amazing dividend. Now, that might not sound a huge growth from 148 to 200. I mean, that's a very nice growth. However, it comes with an amazing dividend as well. So when you add the two together, it's a no-brainer. Let me give you the news. Let me show you the dividend. Let me give you the history of the stock, and you can see what I'm talking about. So first of all, let's look at the value. Intrinsic value, which is completely and utterly reliable in this case. 4% undervalued, 28% undervalued. Look at this, a mega cap stock. There you go. There's the $204. I'm saying it's worth 200. It's undervalued, right? It's undervalued by 28%, base case 4%, worst case 15%. Worst case, there's no worst case scenario now. The news is out. Let me scroll down. Revenue, as you can see, it's flat really. It's a steady company. It doesn't have boom and bust. It just keeps doing what it does over and over again. It's not going anywhere. It has an immaculate balance sheet, 167 billion balance sheet, 98 billion in liabilities, and you look at the assets, it's got 22 billion in cash. This is a very, 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 very well-funded company. Margins are beating all the competition. There's no one to touch it. Any major breakthrough in medicine and pharmaceuticals. And of course, J&J just buy you out. 71%. It's one of the highest in the industry. You will find it hard to beat. Solvency score, 59. Now then, why is that not immaculate? Why is that not 70 or 80? The reason for that is because of what's been going on with litigation. It's been holding the stock down, holding profits down. Debt's been building up a little bit. All of that is about to change. I mean, that's still a very good solvency score. J&J isn't going anywhere, but it won't take long to get that back into the 70s and 80s again. Look, the upside, 21% upside, 52% upside. Exactly what I was saying. And I've done my own calculations. Insiders were selling at the dip. Now that we don't like to see that, but that can come before the buy-ins. All right. What we've got now is also remember, if we look at the value here, have sold 18.7 million shares. That's $1 million worth of shares. I beg your pardon. That's a lot, but it's nothing in comparison to the scale of this stock, all right? So we need to understand, don't get put off by that. That's not a major concern. Short interest, it's all gone. No negativity around the stock. There was, now there's nothing. 0.66. The stock is only going one way. It's going up. J&J, this is the announcement I want to come to. What I've been telling everybody was coming.
The plan that they are proposing would resolve virtually all pending claims from the plaintiffs who say the products were responsible for causing ovarian cancer.
Just out.
Johnson & Johnson continues to maintain that those talc-related claims are without merit, but there's some interesting things that are happening here. This is different from the last proposal that was put forth that was shot down by some of the lawyers that were involved. This time the company is actually trying to go to the claimants themselves, the people who have been affected by this or say they've been impacted from it, and asking them for a vote on this plan. Underneath the plan, it would be $6.475 billion set aside for these ovarian claims. Now, it's hard to say what that means on a per claimant issue, but the expectations from what I hear are that it would be somewhere around probably $50,000 to $150,000, maybe even $200,000 per claimant. You never know what happens with this because it depends on the age, the disease stage, the length of the use, and just how many claimants are going to be in that. Johnson & Johnson also saying that as part of all of this, they're setting aside an $11 billion reserve that would be something that the street's been trying to figure out, not just for the ovarian talc claims. They say at this point 95% of the mesothelioma claims have been resolved and settled. They've resolved all of the state consumer protection claims, and that ongoing bankruptcy situation they've had for their talc supplier, Immersis, that's been resolved as part of this. That $11 billion would set aside for this. Now, this is not a done deal. This is a proposal that the company's putting forth. I think they tend to believe that there were a few lawyers who would like to see the litigation continue, that they've been making some money on this. If they take it directly to the claimants and get at least 75% of those claimants to vote in favor of that, they would take it to the bankruptcy judge. Bankruptcy judge would have to decide, but 75% is a threshold that exists in bankruptcy law that they would be looking at very carefully with some of these issues. If the company were to do this, it would be a situation where you advertise. You want to make sure the claimants know about this. I think they are seeking something like a July 26 deadline to count votes, and then figure out if they actually do have at least 75% of the claimants voting in favor of this package. Interesting proposal put forth. We'll see how the stock trades on this. Right now, it's up by about 70.
Okay, now when they mention bankrupt, a lot of people I've I've seen some real uneducated fools, buffoons on Reddit say Johnson & Johnson's going bankrupt. You keep hearing this statement all around, it's particularly on Reddit and StockTwits, buffoons, ignorant people talking nonsense. J&J is not going bankrupt. They can divide up their business and settle claims in a bankruptcy section, and they can settle it through a bankruptcy situation. The whole of J&J is not going bankrupt. This case will go bankrupt. This case will be closed down through bankruptcy. They've tried to do it before, but now they're going about it in a different way. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Look at the sentiment, how the sentiment has changed. We've got 70% now, the last 90 days, 30 days, we've got 68%, 66% today, and today we got 54%. A lot of positive energy around the stock right now. There's no doubt about it in my mind that this is going to get settled. And let no one tell you, we do not have 100%, as eggs is eggs. JNJ is not going bankrupt. It'll have a bankruptcy settlement for this particular claim. So those that are writing nonsense in Reddit, buffoons sat in their mum's back bedroom, or those dark corners of StockTwits, J&J is not going bankrupt. Mark my words, this is a $200 stock. I'm going to show you now the dividend you get as well. J&J seeks over $6 billion settlement on resolved talc and powder related claims. People will take this. They've been waiting for years and years and years. They will take this. I'm not going to read all of this. You just heard a lot of it mentioned in there. If you want to pause that, you can. But let me quickly share with you what's most important. Look at this. This is the dividend payout. On June the 4th, on June the 4th, we've got another record payout, 124 cents, $1.24 per share. It's a dividend king. It's not just always paying. It's always increasing. $1.24. So if you've got growth, you never get growth and high dividends at the same time. You get one or the other. Tesla, you get growth, no dividends. Other stocks give you high dividends, and maybe the stock will even go down over time. Doesn't really add up. This is the only stock that I know of on the stock market with a perfect balance sheet and a stock that's going to have a huge growth as well as a rising dividend. It's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. June the 4th. Now, if you're still unsure about it, look at how it compares to the S&P. Since 2011, let's go back all that way to 2011. Look, the S&P is in blue and J&J is in red. It outperforms the S&P, the best index in the world. It outperforms the S&P, and then litigation brought it down. Right? Now it's running below. It's going to go up again, at least to the S&P. So you've got a 25-30% bounce, plus you've got those dividends. It's an absolute no-brainer. Now you might say then, why don't I buy it? I have decided to be, and I want to be, the most impartial, honest, open, live person on YouTube TV. I don't want anyone to even come close to the services and the quality and the reliability and the openness of what I do. So if I buy the stock, and there's nothing wrong with me doing that, I can buy the stock and I'll make money. I've got 100 grand here to buy the S&P, to buy any stock, J&J included. But if I do that, it's not just doing the right thing, it's being seen to do the right thing. I don't want to be in a stock and then saying it's great, because I just feel it's better value to know that I am invested. There's no point. Nobody wants to follow somebody that's not invested. Look, this is my portfolio. I'm invested. I'm worth $79,000. There's my position. There's my real money. There's my real margin. I've really got real margin. This is all the money I have in the world. I don't have any money in the bank. This is my bank account. So you want to know that I'm fully invested in you, the audience, and also fully invested in the stock market, just not the individual stocks. That way you can believe what I'm saying. I honestly believe that this is the best stock you can buy on the stock market right now. Absolutely, 100%. And if I wasn't doing this show, I could go 100% in J&J at this level right now. Anyway, there's the information. Do as you will. It's entirely up to you. I just wanted to give you that information. Let me just put it up on the screen again. J&J. And whatever you do, there it is over the last year. Do not listen to what Jim Cramer says. There's even an ETF, adverse ETF, that does the very opposite of what Jim Cramer says. Jim Cramer was one of the biggest reasons why some of the old school dumped J&J. He did it on his show. I've reported on it many times. Jim Cramer is a very smart man, knows more than me about the stock market. However, he's a very, very wealthy, successful broadcaster, makes more money from doing Mad Money on CNBC than anything else, quite frankly. And his job is to drive numbers and everyone to join his charitable trust and his membership club and all the rest of it. That's his thing, right? Doesn't care about, the facts of the stock. He cares about driving everyone, into watching the TV show. It's sensationalism, throwing things around the studio, shouting "Boya" every 5 minutes, and people feed into that. They get excited about that. They think it's great listening to a lot of rubbish. So be very, very careful. He talks absolute rubbish. And I bet you any money you like, unlike me, who shares my real trades, I bet he doesn't. I bet he's back in JNJ, even though he said he dumped it all. I bet he owns it because he's a smart man and he knows it's the best stock you can buy. And he knows it. And I wouldn't be surprised if he owns it. But anyway, that's up to him. I do the things the way I do them. So just be very careful listening to him. And you can see right now it's a great time to buy it. No doubt about it. And there you go. I just thought I'd bring you this news. As you can see, it just keeps going up. And this is just the beginning. If you only bought it for the dividends, you're going to win. Anyway, there you go. Click above my head down below in the description for more links, more information over here. Until next time, as always, take care of your money, take care of your crypto yourselves. Most importantly, take care of each other. Till next time, bye-bye for now.